Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but a means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own project. If you're like me and really enjoy having something on while you work, sometimes the content you like is very visually engaging, and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. It is Friday. Black Friday if you are in the United States and maybe even overseas. I don't know if it's a nationwide thing where people are like, sales, sales everywhere. I have no idea. I'm more or less excited about tomorrow, which will be Small Business Saturday. There are some places that I've had my eye on and I am very excited to look at what they have. I can't guarantee I'm going to buy anything because I just haven't been in a buying mood. Like, there's some things that are kind of tickling my fancy, but I just haven't felt like it. And I think it's because I haven't really been going anywhere. And I just got some yarn and stuff that came in from the stuff that I got for my birthday. And I'm just like, I don't know, just not really feeling it, which is totally fine. You don't have to be your arm isn't twisted that you have to buy something during this time, but at the same time, it's like, do I really want something? Do I want to treat myself? Do I deserve anything? I can't really speak to that, but let me know in the comments if there's something that you've had your eye on that you're waiting for it to go on sale during this time, or if you're like me and know that other sales will happen later, and you just want to wait a little bit longer, because it's not like now or never. But tell me how you feel about that. But I was gonna say something to that regard about buying things, and now I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. It was like right on the tip of my tongue when I was thinking about it, when I was leading into it. Shoot. What was it? Oh well, maybe it'll come to me later. It probably will. But I hope you are all having a good Friday wherever you are. I have no idea what I'm expecting of this day at the time of filming. It is Sunday night. It is roughly a quarter to 8 p.m. And I still have to edit you guys or the videos and have them up and ready for the rest of the week. And I'm just thinking, about all of the things that I have to do before the end of the year. I just have this sense of anxiousness, I guess. My job is supposed to officially say if we're going to continue to be working remotely or if we're going to incorporate some kind of in-person services later on in 2021. And the numbers are spiking still. And we were just listening to a meeting last week. Or actually, yeah, it would have been last week when you see this video, that our boss was like, yep, I understand there's a surge, but we're still full steam ahead. And I'm like, why? There were a lot of people who were concerned. There were a lot of people that I was like gonna have come back that were like, I don't want to. No thanks. I'd rather just continue to be safe in my house and work somewhere else where, I can be at home. And I'm like, I get that. I totally get that. And I'm like, thank you for being safe and acknowledging that it's not safe right now. And if you think it's safe, then more power to you. But I don't want to go out. I don't want to be in groups. I was already like upset that I had to go to the store to get this stuff for Thanksgiving because my partner really wanted to have Thanksgiving food, and I would have rather like made some tofu scramble or something, honestly, because we already had it in the house and I didn't have to go to the store or potentially have somebody else go to the store, buy it, and it not be what I paid for, because that's happened quite a few times. But, I have other videos touching on that. But I'm just like, I don't want to go out if I don't have to. And I don't know why I have to decide between my job and my safety. Like, that's not fair. That's not fair to anybody. So it's like, I can't quit. Like, literally, I cannot quit. I have bills to pay. There isn't enough, as much as I save and as much as I pay into bills, there isn't enough to go around to give me enough of a nest egg to be able to live that long and survive with myself and my partner and my 2 cats, unfortunately, without some kind of safety net. And if you quit and, your cause of quitting is because you just don't want to risk dying at your job or getting really sick or passing something on to somebody and getting them really sick, it's like, that's so not fair. But until if my state doesn't say, yo, everybody literally has to stay home until this kind of passes over and we have the vaccine in place, then I'm going to be put to have to go in, especially because my particular role at my job, I am in such like a public facing position that once we're open, like, I'm expected to be there. And even though I'm technically I'm like clinically obese because of like my body mass index to my height, so because I have like that as a pre-existing condition, if I really wanted to risk like going to the doctor and being diagnosed as obese, which I haven't been diagnosed. I have no official record of it, but based on what determines what obesity is, I am obese. So I technically am high risk, so I technically would have like an excuse to not go into work. But there are so many people I work with who fall in the same obese range as me, and we're all like, what, are we all just not going to come to work? Like, there are too many of us that are like literally fat people. Like, not to be insensitive, because if you are a person like me and you're a little bit squishy, you probably don't like it when people call you fat. I just don't care. I already know what I look like. I already know how much I weigh, all that. Like, it's just, that is what it is. But it is like, for my height, I am too big. So, I'm technically obese. So, if I really wanted to go to the doctor and get a note, I could. But where does that leave me if my role is to physically be there? And if I can't do that, what are they going to do? Are they going to let me go because I can't do my job now and they need somebody to do it? Like, where am I going to go? So, it's like, the heck? So, that's been weighing on my mind. I know you probably were like, where'd that come from, Paws and Pearls? Like, we weren't expecting to hear that from you. And it's been boiling in me for so long because my partner and I have been talking about it. And my partner is in a different financial situation than I am. We aren't married, so we don't have a joint account, and we pay bills based on different things. So all of that's all set up. But we also each have student loans, and not all of our student loans are being pardoned at the moment, and that doesn't mean they go away. That just means that we've stopped paying for, however long the extension goes, which isn't much longer. So once that kicks in, then I'll still have to pay all of it. I'm still paying on my private loans, but my federal loans have been deferred, and I have been taking that opportunity to put money aside to pay for my cat vet bills and to pay down other outstanding bills that I've had. So it's like the money isn't like just not going anywhere, but it's definitely being used for other things that need to be taken care of. So when I have to start paying those back, then I'm like really in a lurch, because it's not like I cannot pay my loans, because I still need to pay them down so that they can one day either be forgiven or reduced if I continue to work in the public sector, which I do. So I don't know. It's just hard, and I'm very, very fortunate. I will not disregard the fact that I am very fortunate that right now I am still employed, and right now, even though we are technically closed, there is enough for me to do where I'm not in public and facing people every day, where I can do what I need to do without being out in the open. But once that goes away, and while the numbers are still spiking where I live, I don't think it's smart for us to put more people at risk than we already have. And my workplace is very confident that we will not have any problems like that. But I also wish that they wouldn't force us, if we can financially maintain a business without needing to be in person. And other businesses that fall within the same sector as mine have made the decision to continue to remain closed and operate remotely. I'm like, why do we have to look at the big businesses as our model when we're smaller, and other small places are like, yeah, no, not feeling it. Let's not do that. And I'm like, I agree. So it's hard. I'm fortunate that I'm still able to put something in my bank account right now, but I'm scared still. I don't think we're ready. I'm not ready to still be at risk if there's not a vaccine right now. If I can't go in line and get a shot with a guarantee that I'm not going to harbor anything, then I don't want to be out there yet. It's hard enough just risking having people bring groceries to me, or the 3,000 times they've got the order wrong and I've had to physically go into the store and get things because they're either always out of stock from the branch that the order is coming from, or the people who are shopping aren't paying attention and are grabbing the wrong thing. So it's like, I have to go. I have to get this thing. It's not at the location that they're shopping from. It's always out of stock. They keep directing everybody to this one location, and it's always out of stock because everyone's buying from this one place. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, that's where I am. Meanwhile, I don't know if I'm going to jinx it, because every time I tell you guys, it's not like anything's happened yet. I'm still at my same job, but I have been applying to other places. I am still actively looking for some saving grace to get me out of this predicament where I will have to expose myself. If I can avoid it, I will. If I can cash out my vacation and live off of some of my vacation hours before I would start a new job that would potentially be a remote situation, then heck yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm looking at any place that's like being a little smart right now and aren't having people in person come to their place of business, and that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. And so far, some things have led to interviews, some things have not, but I haven't given up hope. My boss is aware. My boss is actually encouraging me to find something, because she's aware that I have a lot of stuff that I want to do, and I'm early in my career, and I cannot just pick one place and stay forever and it be my first job out of grad school and the only thing I do forever, that's not growth. And I want growth and money and security and the opportunity to earn enough that I could put more away and perhaps not be so worried about being furloughed the next time something really bad happens, because I'll have enough of a nest egg, because I've been able to pay everything and still have some left over at the end. So, yeah, that's where I am. Didn't mean for it to be so weird and somber, but it's just like an explosion of thoughts and concerns and worries that came over me, and I felt like I had to tell you guys. It could have been a video about, something fun and happy, but then it wouldn't have been authentic. And that's one thing I don't want to do, is try to sugarcoat too many things. Like, I'm definitely very selective of some of the words I choose, because I don't want to one day, have that come back and bite me in the butt. But as far as topic choice, it's just real. It's real stuff. But I will say, in light of how I feel, the bright side, I guess, is that there's something good in this. What was I gonna what is the bright side? Paws and pearls. You had something going. Oh yes. Not quite related to that, but since Kabu got her steroid shot, she has almost virtually no owies on her tummy and on her legs. And she hasn't been licking herself that much. Now, she still cleans herself, but I was looking up more on the some of the side effects of her getting the steroid treatment, and one of them is actually kind of like lethargy. Now, she still plays. She'll still hunt and everything, but she just hasn't been all that interested in cleaning as much. Now, she'll still give herself a bath after she eats, after she goes to the bathroom, but extra focused on her tummy has not been the case. And this happened the last time she got the steroid treatment, where for a while she just didn't clean, or didn't obsessively clean, and then kind of tapered off, and then she started up again. And then the scabies came back and everything. So I think this extra dose, we probably want to scale it back and not give her as high of a dose, because it did cause her some diarrhea, but give her one of the smaller dosage but closer together, so it's not as intense in one go, but just a nice little bit here, a little bit there, to kind of just keep her maintaining that lack of needing to clean. So I think it's been good. Whatever magic is in the steroids, it can cause diabetes in cats, so we have been monitoring her food and water intake and everything. And all of those are still fine. She isn't dehydrated. She's not peeing a lot. She's not eating obsessively, and she's not eating any less than she used to. So I think we're good. But I think just instead of every year giving her the shot, maybe every 8 months or so that it's not quite as long of a gap between each shot, but it's also close enough together that you kind of get that continuous effect. But I don't know. I think that once we move, we can really find out if it was here, if it was where we live that was causing it, or is it just because she's older and magically developed this habit and this tic, and something wasn't quite right and we haven't been able to fix it. I'm not too sure, but I think moving will help us determine if it was actually the place, the environment, or if it's something else. There's honestly nothing else that's changed besides where we live. So with that, I conclude this video with you guys. Thank you again for hanging out with me. Sorry it took a turn for sour and negative Nancyville, but I did just want to express that I am worried. I'm just worried, and I don't want anything bad to happen to me or anyone else being at work, because we're all huddled together in this environment, and we can't control what other people are bringing in, where they're going after work. And I've already had at least one coworker get exposed to a person with COVID from hanging out. And let's say we were a regular day and they came into work like the next day and then found out that they were exposed and then found out that they tested positive. It's just like, that's too much. People are already not following the rules, so why do I want to risk that? And why does anybody else want to risk that too, by trying to hope that other people are going to follow those rules when we clearly can't even do that now, and we're not even in person yet, and there are people doing their own thing off the grid and coming back with this crazy information. So it's just a lot. But I will see you on Monday. Have a good weekend. Stay safe, please. Please, please stay safe. And I'll see you soon. Bye.